Welcome back. There's a couple more cool features that we can add to this overall project. One is a list of known addresses to display before conducting a transaction. This will make it easier for users to discover each other in the overall application. The other change is going to be a paginated blocks endpoint, which will help the application scale as the underlying blockchain gets really long. So first up, let's add the known addresses functionality. To get a list of known addresses in the front end, we're going to make a new API endpoint to the backend called known addresses. So head to the main index.js file of the project. So here's all our API requests: blocks, mine, transact, transaction pool map, mine transactions, and wallet info. And of course, the star request to serve the main index.html page. But now we're going to have an app.get method that will be configured for /API/known-addresses. And this has a callback function with the familiar rec and res parameters. Overall, this is going to build a map of addresses found by scanning the entire blockchain and looking for what addresses have received or conducted a transaction. We want a unique collection of addresses, even if the address has more than one transaction in the chain. Therefore, an address map is a convenient structure to use to make sure that we don't have any duplicates, unlike an irregular array. So let's go through every block of the blockchain, and this time we can also include the genesis block. Then we'll use a for let of block to go through every transaction consisting of the block's data. So the block.data is going to be a transaction array. To find the recipients of the transaction, we're going to make a const recipients that looks at the keys of the transaction.output map. So the output map consists of a map of keys and values related to recipients receiving those value amounts. Cool. And now for each recipient, we're going to set them in the address map. So recipient.forEach. So we have this forEach method on arrays. For every recipient, we're going to run a callback function. And we're going to set the address map recipient. And the value for that is going to be, well, the recipient as well. So we're going to have a matching key and value for that recipient in the address map. Okay, and now the final thing is to render overall an array of addresses that we found in the address map. And we can do that by using object.keys of the address map. But since the keys and values are the same, values works just as well. So we could have done object.values. Keys is a little shorter though, so it's nice to use object.keys. Okay, that wraps up the backend endpoint for the list of known addresses. With that, let's make sure the new endpoint is working by firing up the application in the command line. So go ahead and run npm run dev. This will set the is development flag, so that way a bunch of blocks are created in development that consists of transaction data. Now, once it's built overall, we're going to go to localhost 3000/API/known addresses. So in the browser, open up a new window. And again, we want to go to localhost 3000/API/known-addresses, which is the new endpoint. And as we do so, cool, we get a list of the known addresses that have made a transaction. Now that we have this new functionality, let's utilize it in the front end next to display this list as the user attempts to make a transaction.